Hello everyone, welcome back again to Masterpiece Inspirations. I'm still your host, Clems. Well, in the last edition, we started our discussion on how to overcome and deal with negative emotions and challenges. So we will be continuing on that same topic. If you have not subscribed to this channel, and our podcast, as well as other information products, because we do want to be releasing more and more of this, and we have a book coming out. So click the link below, subscribe to this, order your copy, and that will help you to inspire you, to prepare you for how to go through life to come out as a success. Now, in the last edition, I started this series of dealing with negative emotions. And in this edition, what I want to do is have a discourse with you. I want to give you 7 steps from my own personal experience. That's quite a lot of stories. Seen in my book, I try to, talk you through some of these, stories and how I was able to deal with them. So, but I'm going to give you in this series 7 steps that help me to deal with negative emotions and challenges. One thing is certain in this very life. Like they said, shit does happen. So, definitely, there are gonna be times in life when we will face challenges. What matters is not the challenge we face, but how we respond to it. So quickly, let me go through the 7 steps. First thing I will suggest is this: quit worrying. No matter how you worry, it can never change the circumstances. Worrying cannot change the circumstances, rather it will multiply the negative emotions. And when you are going through negative emotions, it's quite hard to deal with any issue. In fact, most time people will spiral out of control. They will resort to all forms of addiction in order to cope. Let me read a portion of a scripture for you, where the master himself was talking to his disciples. Listen to what he said to them. I'm reading from the book of Matthew chapter 6. He said from verse 26, "Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them." And then he went on to say to them, "Are you not much more valuable than they?" So he's asking them, are you not much more valuable than the birds that fly all over the world? Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? No, you cannot. And why do you worry about clothes? People worry about a lot of things. It might not be clothes, it could be job, it could be businesses, it could be their children, it could be a lot of other stuff. But here he was making reference to clothes, worrying about material stuff. But it could be anything. See how the flowers of the field grow. They do not labor or spin. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Wonderful quotation. Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will take care of itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. How so true? Every day has enough trouble of its own. So by worrying, you will just be cumulating. You have a cumulative effect of negative emotions, and that's very bad for life. So quit worrying, because worrying cannot solve the problem. In fact, when you stop worrying, your mind will begin to conceptualize a way out of the situation. Your mind becomes calm. You see, the subconscious mind it has a way of coming up with solutions, but you need to calm down. You need to trust that there is a solution, and there is always a solution. But you need to calm down and stop worrying. That's the first thing you will do. So if you're listening to me at this very moment, you got some stuff going on. You got challenges going on. You got issues going on. Here and there, debt, that, loss. Stop worrying. You cannot change any circumstances by worrying. Quit worrying. That's the only time that your subconscious mind will begin to work to your advantage. Calm down. Now the next step is this. I said 7 steps. Next step is this. You have to build a strong mental attitude. You have to build a strong mental attitude. And that starts with how you condition your mind. And this is the reason why we are bringing these inspirations, masterpiece inspiration, messages in various platforms, podcasts, YouTube, books, blogs. So you got to check it out. So you need to condition your mind with inspirations, things that can stretch your mind, things that can help you to build your mind muscle, your mental muscle, and prepare you for things ahead. Very important. The next thing you have to do is this. It goes with the second one, a positive mindset. It also has to do with the way that your mind has been programmed. Because what we feed our mind determines what it brings out. It's a bit like making a juice. If you squeeze an orange, what comes out is orange juice. The question to me, if they squeeze your mind, if circumstances squeezes you, if life comes squeezing you, what's gonna come out? The answer is what you fed it. What comes out is what you have been feeding your mind. It's the way you've been programming it. That's what comes out when circumstances and challenges comes to squeeze you. If you have got nothing in there, you have not been able to program it through your continuous personal development and improvement, inspirations, informations that can edify you, that can prepare you, that can help you to see the various dynamics of life, that can prepare your mind, sharpen it up, makes it prepare it in such a way that it comes up with abilities, creativities, innovations, things that can help it to advance regardless of what's happening, regardless of the fears, regardless of the circumstances. It calms it down. If you haven't got it in there, when the circumstances of life squeezes you, nothing comes out. You find out that you can't cope. So building a positive mindset is very, very important. I like this quote from the book of Proverbs. It says, be careful how you think, because your life is shaped by your thoughts. You see, the thought pattern shapes our life. So what we focus our mind on is very important. When we face challenges, there is a lot of noise. People can give you advice, but you got to filter it and decide which one will work best for you. Just as we have at the moment going through, the world is in global crisis. There is a lot of fear mongering. People are even die. So a lot of people die of fear rather than the pandemic itself. Okay, so how you filter your mind and develop it matters a lot. What's fear? Fear has been described as false evidence appearing real. Okay, and that's what I will say is even the most worrisome weapon that really kill people before they face the actual circumstance, whether be it the pandemic or any other thing. So building a strong mindset is very important. I heard this verse, this saying, which I find quite very impressive. It says that the greatest disability is a poor mindset. So in effect, is when the mind has not been positively programmed. That's the greatest disability, because out of it will flow the thing that can shape the life of an individual, that can help the individual to triumph through life. So the next thing, as a matter of fact, there is this Chinese proverbs that I like by Lao Tzu. It goes like this: watch your thoughts, for it becomes words. Watch your words, for it becomes actions. Watch your actions, it becomes habit. Watch your habits, it becomes character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. Very interesting Chinese proverb, and that's actually how the pattern of life works. So the next thing, the fourth one, self-talk therapy. Personal affirmation. You see, most if you have followed me, quite keen on personal affirmation, because life and death is in the power of your tongue. The direction of your life is determined by what you say. That's a universal law. Just as you have the law of gravity. It does not matter whether you are religious or non-religious, or you believe it or not. What you say is what you get. It sounds a bit, simple. But your life is determined by control and determined by what you say. Life and death are in the power of tongue. So when you are faced with circumstances, diverse situations, what do you say? If you begin to say that I'm finished, or I'm done for, or I can't get out of these circumstances, I will give up. If you begin to say negative words like that, that's what you get. But when you begin to look inward and look at yourself, you look at the mirror and look at yourself, you say to yourself, I'm a winner. I'm going to come out of these circumstances stronger and better, and I will have stories to tell. I will have a testimony. There is no testimony without a test. Those that go through the test will have testimonies. There is no champion that does not have to defeat opponents. It is only when you defeat an opponent that it becomes a champion. So when you cower and become despondent with negative emotions, if you allow it to subdue you, then that's very bad. So that's why you have to use self-talk, positive affirmations. You speak to yourself often. Tell yourself that you are coming out of it, because that's only when your mind will begin to open up and will begin to shut a way to help you to overcome in that situation. You see, as a matter of fact, in the field of neuroscience, psychology, physiotherapy, they have this cognitive behavioral therapy, and this is about self-talk. Okay, because the underlying principle is that your thought pattern and how you feel and what you say to yourself determines your behavior. So they teach you how to reprogram your mind, control your thought pattern by what you say to yourself, by your outlook, how you feel, because motions evokes emotion. It's an energy. Your emotion is energy. It comes from your emotion. By what you say, by what your thought pattern, it determines your behavior. If you talk wrong, you're gonna act wrong. Just like the Chinese proverb. All this, so I say these are all universal laws. So you need to build a good self-affirmation, self-talk. You talk to yourself with positive words. Very important when you are facing crisis, because it helps you to begin to conceptualize a way out. Then laugh, dance. That's very hard. But like I said, motion evokes emotion. Your physiological approach, You are domino. What how you, if you have to slush, if you have to cower in, if you have to become fearful, it will take a spiral effect of negative emotions in your life. So what you sing, listen to music, the music that you like, or you put it on, girl, you put it on, listen to it, dance, laugh. Okay, I mean, it has happened. Okay, find a way to make yourself to get yourself elevated, inspired. Very important. Then another thing I would say is have a good support network. That's very important. Don't surround yourself with people that only talk negatives, because that will consume you. So you got to build a support network, okay, of friends, like Masterpiece Inspiration is bringing you this, by tuning in. When you tune in, bring reach the products we distribute and other motivational stuff out there. And then if you're somebody that belongs, you're a member of a religion, these things help, especially if it's a good one, though, because any philosophy, okay, personal or organized religion or philosophy that does not in any way elevate you, that does not in any way inspire you, that does not in any way help you to program your mind to be a success, then it's not the proper stuff. You need to reconsider. You need to surround yourself with the right thing that will help you out. The seventh one we talk about, this is the seventh one now. Have a personal development plan, and this is very important. Why is it important? Because every situation in life is a process. Transformation is a process. Okay, you keep developing yourself with the right information. So knowledge is very important. So you got to have a personal development plan. You read the right, absorb the right information, inspire yourself, motivate yourself with the right information. Okay, there's this quote from the book of Proverbs that says that true knowledge shall the just be delivered. So it can only be delivered by the knowledge. Now remember, there's another one that says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. You see, this is about what the knowledge, the information that can help you, the information that can inspire you. These are very, very key. So this is the 7 steps which I have applied and I've seen results. So I believe that this has helped you. I want you to go ahead, leave your comments below. Share with me what can you apply from these 7 steps, or what have you applied from these 7 steps? What do you think about them? And definitely I would like to hear from you. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Check out our website, get a copy of the book, and definitely I hope that these things will help you. Thank you for listening. Have a lovely week. This is Clem signing off. Thank you.